Have you ever pondered over the intricate dance of survival and destruction that has shaped the course of human history? This dance has been choreographed by the continuous progression and evolution of warfare and weaponry, playing a pivotal role in conducting the symphony of our past. The storyline involving these devices of conflict is a captivating journey that commences with the simplest of tools and concludes with the most devastating of weapons. In the primal era, our ancestors started with the basic elements available to them, sticks and stones. Early humans, in their quest for survival, quickly comprehended that a well-aimed stone or a robust branch could be their shield against the threats of the wild, their spear in the hunt, and their sword in the face of an enemy. These rudimentary weapons, born out of necessity and ingenuity, marked the dawn of mankind's journey into warfare. This journey of evolution halted there. As humans developed and their communities grew, so too did their tools of battle. From sharpening stones into spears to crafting bow and arrows, each step was a leap towards becoming more effective warriors. This led to advancements in metallurgy, giving birth to swords, shields, and armor. Even further down the timeline, gunpowder revolutionized warfare. This was the era of guns, cannons, and explosives. And in more recent times, the culmination of this evolution has brought forth nuclear weapons, embodying the most destructive power humanity has ever wielded. This journey, while fascinating, is also a stark representation of our species' capacity for destruction. From these humble beginnings, the tools of warfare have evolved in step with our own human story. As societies became more complex, so too did the tools of war. The progression was gradual yet relentless, as human survival instincts were coupled with the urge for dominance, and the tools of conflict kept advancing from crude rocks and sticks to meticulously crafted weapons. This evolution of warfare was a great testament to human ingenuity, albeit a grim and deadly one. As civilizations started sprouting around the globe, these tools underwent dramatic transformations. The Bronze Age marked the inception of this change, bringing into existence a terrifyingly magnificent array of new weapons. Swords, one of the most iconic and fearsome weapons, made their debut, forever altering the tactics of warfare. They were not alone. Spears, lethal and formidable, were birthed, offering a range of possibilities on the battlefield. Shields were also introduced, offering protection and creating an equilibrium between offense and defense. This period fundamentally transformed the battlefield into a deadly choreography of steel and strategy. Each skirmish, each battle, was a dance of death and survival, a ballet of power and calculation. The warriors would train rigorously, their movements becoming nature, their strategies honed to lethal precision. A battlefield was no longer just a place of conflict. It was a stage for this grim performance. The Iron Age continued this evolution, refining these tools, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in warfare. This era gave birth to advanced fortifications, formidable war chariots, and armored soldiers. The tools of war were no longer just weapons. They were symbols of power, status, and conquest. The Iron Age further refined these tools, giving birth to an era of empires and conquest. The advent of gunpowder in the Middle Ages was a game-changer, adding a long-range dimension to warfare. This new tool, this explosive mixture of sulfur, charcoal, and potassium nitrate, transformed the battlefield in ways that were previously unimaginable. Warfare, once a contest of brute strength and close combat skill, evolved into a chess game of strategy and positioning, where the distance between armies became a crucial factor. The first to feel the tremors of this technological shift were the mighty castles. Their thick stone walls, unyielding against the traditional methods of assault, trembled before the destructive force of the first cannons. Each thunderous roar, each cloud of acrid smoke signaled the steady erosion of traditional defenses. With the introduction of the musket, the change was even more profound. No longer was battle confined to the clash of steel against steel. Now, a single could wield the power of a small artillery piece, launching deadly projectiles from a distance. The musket, in the hands of skilled and disciplined troops, could decide the fate of entire armies, even nations. This was not simply a change in the tools of warfare. It was a shift in the very nature of conflict. The advent of gunpowder had far-reaching implications, altering the tactics, strategies, and indeed the very essence of warfare. From the first cannons that shook the walls of castles, to the muskets that decided the fate of nations, gunpowder had a profound impact on the nature of conflicts. The Industrial Revolution, a pivotal event of the 19th century, dramatically altered the face of warfare. This era was characterized by towering smokestacks and clanging factories, where the deafening roar of industry pounded out a rhythm that echoed across the globe. The sights, sounds, and smells of the era were inseparable from the significant changes it brought to world of conflict, a world that was irrevocably transformed by the mass production capabilities of this period. Weapons, once carefully handcrafted by artisans, were now churned out by the thousands in sprawling factories. The creation of rifles became less of an artisan's craft and more of a mechanical process that could be completed with speed and efficiency. Rows upon rows of these deadly instruments of warfare were lined up, ready to be dispatched to the front lines. Moreover, the introduction of machine guns was a game changer. With their rapid-fire capabilities, they brought a level of destruction previously unseen. These formidable weapons, combined with introduction of artillery, gave birth to a new, terrifying reality on the battlefield, one where firepower was king. The arrival of armored vehicles introduced a whole new dimension to warfare. Where once armies faced each other on foot or on horseback, they now clashed in powerful metal beasts that roared and belched smoke as they hurtled across the battlefield. Warfare was no longer just a matter of skill and bravery. It was now a question of industry and innovation. The 20th century, marked by the catastrophic occurrence of two global conflicts, bore witness to the most accelerated and dramatic evolution in the realm of weapons technology. This period in history, fraught with violence and warfare, became the breeding ground for innovative and deadly weaponry, forever altering the face of combat. The airborne added to warfare by the invention of the airplane ushered in a new era. This was not limited to just reconnaissance, which was the original idea, but it was quickly adapted for offense as well. This invention opened up a whole new field of strategy and tactics in warfare, with bombers and fighter planes becoming a crucial aspect of any armed forces. Then there was the development of tanks, which revolutionized ground warfare. These steel behemoths equipped with heavy artillery became the spearhead of assault operations. Tanks shifted the power balance in ground engagements, providing their operators with a combination of firepower, protection, and mobility that was unprecedented for its time. They were a game changer, transforming warfare from a game of numbers to a test of technology and strategy. Lastly, and undeniably the most devastating, was the birth of nuclear weapons. These weapons of mass destruction brought about a terror and power that was hitherto unknown. Their potential was, and still is, immense, capable of causing destruction on a scale previously unimaginable. In essence, they altered the geopolitical landscape and introduced the chilling concept of mutually assured destruction. In the 21st century, the evolution of warfare continues with the advent of cyber warfare and drone technology. This new era of warfare has brought with it innovative and sophisticated technological advancements that have entirely changed the face of warfare. Cyber warfare, for instance, is a product of the digital age. It presents a shift from traditional combat to a more strategic and clandestine approach. These invisible battles waged in the virtual realm are not limited by borders or geography. The potential for destruction is enormous as it targets critical infrastructures, potentially crippling a nation's economy or defense capabilities. Similarly, drone technology has changed the tactical landscape of warfare. These unmanned aerial vehicles, piloted from remote locations, have brought a new level of precision and efficiency to warfare. However, with these advancements come substantial challenges and moral dilemmas. The nature of these new technologies blur the lines between combatants and civilians, as cyber attacks can indiscriminately affect anyone connected to the targeted network, and drone strikes can result in unintended civilian casualties. Moreover, these new forms of warfare also obscure the boundaries between war and peace. Cyber attacks can be carried out covertly, causing damage without any formal declaration of war. Similarly, drone strikes can be conducted in regions officially at peace. This changing landscape raises important questions about the rules and ethics of warfare in the 21st century. These new forms of warfare pose unique challenges, blurring the lines between combatants and civilians and between war and peace. The evolution of weapons has not only shaped the course of wars, but also the course of human history. From primitive clubs and spears to technologically advanced drones and nuclear bombs, our journey through time reveals an ongoing cycle of technological advancement and application in warfare. This continuous progression is a testament to our need to survive and adapt, to protect and to conquer. Weapons have evolved alongside us, reflecting not just our innate creative instincts but also our keen ability to apply these inventions in the most lethal of ways. Stone gave way to bronze swords, then to iron, then to steel, each iteration a stark reminder of our relentless quest for power and dominance. The invention of the crossbow revolutionized warfare in the Middle Ages, while gunpowder, first used by the Chinese, transformed the battlefield on a scale. As we progressed into the modern era, the trend only accelerated. The machine gun, the tank, the fighter jet, each one a leap forward, each one more deadly than the last. The sheer destructive potential of these weapons horrifyingly clear with the advent of nuclear weapons. The devastating power unleashed at Hiroshima and Nagasaki was a grim testament to what we are capable of when our ingenuity is directed towards destruction. Today, the landscape of warfare is rapidly changing. Unmanned drones, cyber warfare, and autonomous weapons are just the tip of the iceberg. We now find ourselves standing on the brink of a new era of warfare, teetering between unimaginable devastation and the hope for a more peaceful future. Will we continue the dance, or will we finally learn to change the rhythm? Only time will tell.